Let's talk a little bit about Nord Stream 2 then. What are the chances, do you think, that this is blocked in some way, Nord Stream?
It's difficult for me to assess specific chances of pipeline of being blocked. However, I believe that if it's not blocked, the harm and danger it brings to the European Union cannot be overestimated.
So you think it should not go ahead? Or
It should not go ahead, and that will be not for the benefit only of Ukraine, but also for the whole Europe.
Are you talking to there are 39 senators we talked about who want to block this project because they don't want to see Siberian gas having such a hold over Europe. Are you talking to them? Are you talking to these people who share your view?
We talk to many people, and most of them who understand how European gas market is organized, they understand that when you're saying Siberian gas, it's the same gas. There is no diversification as claimed by Nord Stream 2 project shareholders. It's going to be the same gas from the same source, just different route. Just
a different route. Do you think that the companies that are working with Russia on this pipeline are going to be at risk of sanctions?
As the way we read statements from the Department of State, yes, the risk is high, and it's highly probable that if they work with this project, they may be sanctioned.
OK, Matt.
But the concern, of course, is that the money going to Russia, the money going to the owners of these assets needs to be stopped as Russia interferes in European countries with things like poisoning and assassination attempts. Does that bother you? Do you think that that's unfair?
Firstly, it's not only unfair. I'd say it's very, very dangerous. And it is dangerous for European Union from exactly security perspective. Because if this pipeline is being commissioned, then the likelihood of Russians being able not only to use the weapons we've seen so far, the hybrid war weapons, but such very efficient tactics of dividing and conquer may lead to very negative consequences.
Is there a way, though, for you, for the sake of your shareholders, to separate Naftogaz from the government of Russia, to separate the business from the political sphere surrounding Russia?
If we speak about gas matters, the practice is such that Russia is totally unwilling to separate gas and politics. From their perspective, it's the same, and gas plays a very important instrument in achieving wider geopolitical agenda.
Andriy, your relationship with Russia and specifically with Gazprom, of course, has deteriorated, and you went to a Stockholm arbitration ruling to try and get them to pay their debts, as you see it, $2.6 billion. They ruled in your favour, but Gazprom not paying. So what is your next step here?
First, one small correction. It's not us who went to Stockholm. It's Gazprom who did so, and they lost. Yes, that's an important correction. Secondly, the next step, we hope that Gazprom will follow Stockholm decision and pay to Naftogaz, which will also open a way for negotiations on what should happen after 2019 when the transit contract is over.
How much time do you give them to pay then? What does the time horizon like?
The payment is due from the day the decision was made. So they already have used approximately 20 days of time, and interest is accruing. So they should be paying anytime soon.
If you look at natural gas prices, they've been actually fairly steady over the past year. 4 years ago, we were a lot higher. 3 years ago, we were a lot lower. Where do you see natural gas prices going? Do you think they can hold this? What I'm sure for you and for your shareholders is very helpful, this steadiness, because it takes away uncertainty.
I think steadiness is important for any consumer of any part of any type of energy. However, our expectation is prices will grow moderately or will stay the same.
So what's your forecast? I mean, we're looking at right now 268, 270. What's your forecast for nat gas over 12 months?
I wouldn't be able to give a specific number.
You wouldn't be able to give a specific number. Let's talk a little bit about investments then for your business. How much of gas can Ukraine produce this year? What is your need for investment?
Our investment need in input business is quite high. We plan to invest more than $2 billion this year. And our expectation is that growth of our production, it was 6% approximately 6% last year. It will grow even higher this year. And our plan is that by the end of 2020, Ukraine as a country should not be needing any import gas at all.
And you are trying to raise money on international markets this year. Have you engaged banks? How far down the process are you?
We are currently engaged with the banks to issue Eurobonds. We are optimistic about this, and we believe that by the end of this year, Naftogaz, as a company who has successfully accomplished a turnaround, going from -8 to plus 1.5 billion of profits, is an interesting object for lending money and investing in.